everyone, and welcome to the Gary R. Harker Rink at the Burnsville Ice Center for CTN's live coverage of girls high school hockey. It's the season opener for the new cooperative between Coon Rapids and Champlin Park, and they take the show on the road to face the red-hot Burnsville Blaze. Joe Young, Howie Shapiro up above, and Howie excited to see how this new team takes to the ice.
Yeah, no, definitely. Jim Colt is the head coach for the squad. Now gets this first opportunity to see in live action what he has in this co-op, and I think it's going to be a very interesting game. A very good opponent in Burnsville. Already has 2 games under their belt, 2 wins to start this season.
Yeah, I was going to say a 3-1 win over Bloomington Jefferson, and they blanked the Spring Lake Park Panthers, the team the Cardinals were cooperative with last season.
Yeah, so this will be a great test for them just to see what they have, and obviously it's the first game of the year, so I'm sure there'll be some changes as the season progresses, but you've got that first opportunity against a live opponent to see what you have on this ice.
Well, we'll see how much nerves factor into it. Coach Coltis says if we can make it through those first couple of shifts, then we're going to be all right. We'll take a break and be back with Puck Drop from the Gary R. Harker Rink right after this. You're watching live girls high school hockey on CTN.
Did you know you can report problems to the city with your smartphone? Download the Coon Rapids app. The Report It feature allows you to describe the problem, snap a photo, and submit it directly to the city work order system. It's an easy way to report a pothole, broken street light, or other neighborhood concern. No smartphone? Then hop online and report your concern through the city's website. City maintenance problems solved the easy way. Coon Rapids Report It.
The Gary R. Harker Rink, home of the Burnsville Blaze. And tonight, host to the CTN crew as we get the winter schedule started with the inaugural game of the Coon Rapids Champlin Park girls hockey season.
And you talk about a road trip. This is a long trip for all of us, and more so for you than me, but no question about it. It should be a fun one.
There's a look at your starting lineups for Champlin Park Coon Rapids. Jordan Keller centering Liz Zarati and Alyssa Brazier. The defenders are Hannah Lisney and Alyssa Sweet. Bailey Shuck gets the start between the pipes. For the Blaze, Abby Chuchi centering Jenna Hartung and Kennedy Anderson. Avery Sawchuk and Lindsay Howard manage the blue line, and Riley Pester is the starting keeper.
I was talking earlier with head coach Burnsville, Tracy Casano, and she said, what do you expect from this Coon Rapids Champlin Park? He said, really, you don't know, because she obviously hasn't seen them at any point. But she said she emphasized the fact that we're just going to worry about us. We're just going to worry about what we do as a squad, and we want to get a number of shots on goal, try and keep that at least that 3-goal average that they've had coming into this game going. It'll be interesting.
And Champlin Park Coon Rapids head coach Jim Coltis, a longtime friend of the crew here at CTN. Glad to have him behind the bench now, managing our home team.
Should be fun working with him this year.
Burnsville back into their own end. Good pressure by Brazier. Zarati not able to hold it in at the blue line. And offside is called.
Well, you had mentioned it, just getting through a couple of shifts, those first few shifts for this squad. Head coach Coltis says this is an opportunity to see what we have, and I think if Coon Rapids Champlin Park can draw first blood, I think that'll be important here on the road.
This one tipped away from Brazier up the near, or Zarati up the near side. Burnsville into the offensive end for the first time. Circling with it is Hartung. Gets it across to the far side. Played down low. Stopped up there by Sweet and played back up the board. She goes in awkwardly and a little slow to get up along the board. As Burnsville regroups at the blue line. Sawchuk's pass had Tucci's stick lifted, and Brazier will play at the length of the ice. This will be icing. And a faceoff coming back in the Champlin Park Coon Rapids end.
Both teams just trying to feel each other out a little bit, see where their strengths and weaknesses are.
Johnson will take the draw against Johnson. Good tie up. Puck still no clear possession. Finally kicks free. Brazier reaches in. Trying to play it out. Did get it just outside the blue line. Burnsville regrouping at center ice. Pass a little too far for Benfer. Tipped off her stick. Nelvin there to support. Brazier still battling. And now Burnsville able to dump it in deep. Micah Sutherland plays it around fast, far side, bounced away from Biscalo. Now ahead for Johnson. She gets outside the boards and up the ice. Johnson will backhand flip, and Pester able to get a piece of it. Johnson down in the corner. Tried to play it out to the blue line, skipped out of the zone. Sutherland recovers out at center ice, and we'll play it in on the backhand. Kick there by Bakken just inside the Burnsville zone. Flip back out. Played free. Hammered along by Nelvin again, and now back into the zone comes Sinjum. Plays it right in on goal, and Pester covers up for the faceoff.
Well, the Blaze early controlled this early part of the action down in CPCR's end, but we'll have to come up with a name for them because I'm not sure what to call them. So
Champlin Park, Coon Rapids, Coon
yeah.
Rapids, Champlin Park, or the Red Raiders.
The Red Raiders, I like that.
The Fighting Songbirds.
I like the Red Raiders for
the Winged Marauders.
That's a good one. We'll have to put it to a vote.
The Pestilent Pretty Birds.
You've really been working on this, haven't you?
I have a thesaurus, and I'm not afraid to use it. This one played all the way back into the CPCR and recovered behind the net. That one high off the glass, back out to center ice. It'll be recovered here by Sawchuk, and she'll try and play it back in. Knocked down there by Sinjum. Back into the CPCR end, back out. Sawchuk right back in. Back to recover behind the net is Alyssa Sweet. Plays it back and then gets it right back. And long cross ice pass that bounces away from Sinjum out to center, where it's turned around by Benford. Dragging it at the line is Lisney, and then played it a little too strong down the ice. Icing is called. And another faceoff coming up to the left of the CPCR keeper, Bailey Shuck.
Well, the CPCR squad has now been through a couple of shifts, and they've got a little bit of ice time under their belts, so we will see what kind of adjustments, if they do make any, here early on.
Covering with it is Micah Sutherland, able to spin back and play it all the way down the boards, and this will be another icing call. Another face-off, this time to the right of Bailey Shuck.
Burnsville lost some very good defensemen from last season, and that's one of the areas that they're looking to shore up this year as well.
Holly Johnson able to win the face-off clean, played it around the boards, and sliding in awkwardly was Madeline Benfer, and it came all the way back down to the Burnsville end. In the corner is Gentry Bakken. Bakken sidesteps the pressure there from Lure, gets up ice, and now plays it deep into the CPCR end, where it's tracked down by Abby Peterson and laid back into the corner for Liz Zarate. Zarate trying to slide it ahead on the backhand, a little behind, but tipped in it to Jordan Benson, or Jordan Keller rather. She'll get a good shot on net, played to the corner by Pester. Back the other way come the Blaze. Cross ice pass. Hartung going in 1-on-3. Stops up along the midboard. Has help there. Now we'll carry it in deep. Now back to the point for Howard. Howard back for Hartung. Tried to get it into the middle. Knocked away. Howard back down low. Shot from a tight angle. Rebound loose in the slot. Played back into the corner by Sawchuk. Good pressure from the blue liner. Coming way down to support, and good pressure here from Burnsville early. Here's Howard walking in, top of the circle. Snapshot stopped up. Second chance is in, and Shuck able to make a couple of saves and then cover up.
We have to be impressed with that shift for the Blaze, doing a nice job of keeping the puck down in the CPCR end and getting a little pressure.
It's a tough one for a goaltender. The initial shot stopped halfway, and then a follow-up shot quickly, but Chuck able to shut the door. And Burnsville off the face-off win, able to regain control very quickly. And Haley Williams able to break it up, break it out to center. Tipped off her stick now. Recovering and forcing it back into the zone for Burnsville is Howard. Cross for Lindsay Howard. Jammed in tight. Shuck staying strong between the posts. Howard plays it toward the center. Tipped free, and coming away with it is Hannah Lisney. Lisney into the Burnsville blaze end, deep into the corner. Poked at. There to stop her up is Lindsay Howard. Howard plays it back around and then gets it right back from Madeline Benford. Howard circling out of the corner. Slides it across for Howard. Howard is taken down, and we'll have our first penalty coming up against CPCR. A little less than 6 minutes into this contest.
I'll get the first opportunity to see CPCR's penalty kill unit. These are the situations I know Coach Coltis wants to try and avoid, keeping the players out of the box as much as possible.
Delaney Johnson, just a freshman, getting called for the trip. First opportunity on the power play for the Blaze. Tucci able to win the draw, played back to the point. Saw Chuck across. Howard back for Hartung. Hartung leaves it for Howard at center. Back down to Howard. Bounced off her stick. Recovered by Alyssa Sweet in the corner. Tying it up. Hartung comes away with it. Goes back in behind. Leads it for Anderson. Anderson back out to the point. Hartung across for Howard. Gets it back. Or Sawchuk rather. Sawchuk just tips it back in. Anderson with it along the midboard. Pressured there. Poked back into the corner by Hartung. Tucci for Anderson to Hartung. And back up top for Sawchuk. Across for Lindsay Howard. Howard will skate across. Followed. Tried to get it out front. Tucci could not redirect. Good stick there by Alyssa Sweet. Hartung walking in from the near board now. Stops up near the circle. And backs away from Brazier, poking with her stick. Sawchuk walking in. Trying to go back door. That pass hopped over the stick of Kennedy Anderson.
Anderson was right there at the doorstep too. Unfortunate thing for her, she couldn't handle that.
Anderson tried to dump it back to Tucci in the corner. Went off the skate of Abby Peterson. And now Brazier gets a hold of it and is able to play it all the way down. Relieve some of the pressure. Nearly 90 seconds into the power play. Good pressure from Burnsville. Not a lot of shots on goal, but they have created the chances. Unfortunately for them, bouncing pucks have prevented them from really testing the CPCR netminder.
Yeah, a couple of times they've had that opportunity, and bouncing pucks have taken that away from them.
Played smartly back out to center by Micah Sutherland. Burnsville back into its own end to recover. And another good stick, this time by Leah Herwold. Benford across the red line into the zone for Burnsville. Dropping it off for Howard. A little backhand toward the net, cleared away by the defender. They recover. A one-time opportunity, did not make it through. Here's Benford playing it off the boards. The power play is over. I don't believe they got a shot on goal with the advantage. Skating it back out to center. And drawing the penalty this time is Delaney Johnson. Gets the penalty, comes back out after her team kills it off, and is able to draw the penalty.
Yeah, you can see it here. It's going up behind with the trip.
Call it a
hook. Yep. We'll get a chance to
Valerie Johnson, the guilty party.
CPCR's first time on the power play here tonight. Opportunity to see if they can make something happen.
Sutherland down low, plays it back up along the boards for Delaney Johnson. Poked away from her, held in at the line by Alyssa Sweet. Back down low, battling for it is Sutherland. Gets some help from Brazier, who carries behind the net. She's bodied off it well by Lindsay Howard. Howard flipping it ahead, and it's a shorthanded 2-on-1. Hartung at the line as Kennedy Johnson with her. Tried to get her, but Delaney Johnson with a good back chuck. CPCR into the zone. Played toward the net and poked to the corner by Pester. Brazier tying up there with Hartung. Setting up behind is Sutherland. She's pressured, and Lindsay Howard comes away with another puck and plays it out of the zone. Sweet back at her own blue line. Will attack left side, now plays it in deep. Midway through this player advantage for CPCR. Left back behind the net for Anna Biscalo. Biscalo will carry up the far boards. Leave it off there for Jordan Keller. Sweet, quick one-timer, and that got through to that. And swallowing it up is Pester.
You see 46 seconds remaining on the skater advantage for CPCR, and get an opportunity to get a shot on goal there.
Still some time on this power play. Williams with it along the boards. Getting away from Bakken down in behind the net. Puck bounced off the stick of Liz Zarate. Scooped up by Bakken, and she races the other way. Shorthanded chance goes wide. Tucci able to gain control in the corner and then poked away from her. Played ahead and just way too far for Haley Williams, but it was tipped, so no icing. Far side, Bakken. High off the glass, and Coon Rapids Champlin Park has to watch their back with the inevitable return of Valerie Johnson. She has sprung free from the sin bin. And both teams back at full strength.
Yeah, both teams killing off power play opportunities.
Lisney fired it wide. Back the other way comes Emily Howard. Howard into the zone, cutting across the top of the circles, poked away from her by Lisney, able to dump it in deep. Morgan Hansen sending it back for Sawchuk. Sawchuk trying to feed it back out front. That was broken up. CPCR unable to clear. Good steal back by Jordan Keller, and then she's able to poke it out to center ice. Lisney firing it all the way down. This one will be icing, and we'll have another face-off back in the CPCR end.
There you see the time remaining, 5:49 in this opening period. We're still scoreless. You know, as we talked about, Burnsville, a couple of games played already this season. Started a bit earlier than CPCR, and this their first test and see what they have. And
Delaney Johnson able to win the draw back to the corner, fired around the boards by Abby Peterson. And out to center, bouncing puck, can't be controlled by Haley Williams. Burnsville able to turn it back into the CPCR end. Delaney Johnson with a steal, gets it on ahead for Biscalo. Tried to get it back to Johnson. Johnson battling, and not a lot on that shot, but Pester would rather cover up than see the pressure continue from the CPCR squad.
you know, Delaney Johnson did a nice job of just fighting the defender off and at least getting the puck directed to the net, forcing that face-off. See there, just fighting her off.
Well, that's against one of the better defenders, yep. Lindsay Howard, who has played very well already for Burnsville. And saw Delaney Johnson just good battle to make sure she got to that and put it on goal. Make the goalie play it. Johnson, another turnover, top of the Burnsville zone, plays it in deep. Benford tying up along the back end boards. Puck poked away, and Gentry Bakken had it. A steal for CPCR. A couple of saves. Puck still loose. Pester can't get to it. Played around the near boards. Abby Peterson plays it back down low to Delaney Johnson across. Here's Sutherland, his shot. That didn't make it through. Blocked out front. Still battling. A turnaround opportunity for Williams. And Burnsville able to play it back out to the blue line. Sutherland sweeping it into the corner and continuing to follow. Coming away with it now are the Blaze. Jenna Hartung able to get it out to center. Kennedy Anderson trying to fight through a stick check of Williams, however unsuccessfully. Biscalo trying to force it deep into the Blaze zone so CPCR can finish a line change. Micah Sutherland back in her own zone, fires it out. Kennedy Anderson fires it right back in. Far side, this is not going to be a penalty. It looked like
I thought it was
easily been a trip, but not called. Hartung from up high. It might have been going high and wide, but it's going to end with a whistle as Bailey Shuck puts it in the trapper.
A flurry in front of the Blaze net. CPCR
again,
tried to force
Delaney
that through.
Johnson,
yep.
Just a good stick to tip it free, and then CPCR able to get a little bit of a flurry.
That's what they want. Get an opportunity to get some pressure in on the Blaze net. See if they can put one behind.
Sawchuk plays it back in deep. Hartung to Howard, trying to get it down into the slot. Sorry, that was Nelvin that got it to Howard. Here's Howard again, walking in from the slot. His shot, and it's turned away by Shuck. Along the far boards, Herwald can't get it past Lindsey Shuck. Now played out to center. Shuck turns it right back around. Here's Howard. Can't get it through the defender. Snapped up with a skate by McClellan. Tied up along the boards, finally lifted out, but not out of the zone. Lindsey Howard again able to keep it in, gets the pass right back, a shot. Shuck a save, a rebound chance, and Shuck will hold on.
Shuck did a nice job of coming up big there, got the save, and the rebound came through, and she's able to fall on the puck, make sure forces that face off, but a good opportunity here for the Blaze. Shot point blank right on.
It's a nice little give and go with Lindsey Howard and Emily Howard. Played down deep into the corner. Battle there between Erlob and Thiessen. Erlob can't get that shot through Jordan Keller. Back into the corner, back out to the point. Benford across for Bockett. Bockett, wrist shot knocked down up front by Erlob. Just out of the reach of Klein. Swept at behind the net by Hannah Lisney. Kept in it by Bakken, at least momentarily. Brazier pokes it free. She's got a 2-on-1. And she's got Zarate with her across and tried to get it back, but Brazier just couldn't quite get the stick to it.
Good thought, though.
Here she is trying to feed Keller out front. That pass deflected. Back out front. Zarate can't get it on goal. Lisney will keep it in at the blue line. Hops away from Zarate and now played the length of the ice. And this will be icing, and face-off coming back in the Burnsville end. 1:42 remaining in the first period.
A nice 2-on-1 opportunity for CPCR there. She
Great
able
effort
to take the
by
puck
Alyssa
away.
Brazier.
Yeah, Brazier took the puck away, and unfortunately they couldn't get it to connect. A little bit too far for her. But the last 2 times down, some nice flurry, nice opportunities for Coon Rapids Champlin Park.
Shot tipped out front, but ends up wide off the stick of Holly Johnson. Attempt for Allie Lure coming out of the corner, but covered up easily by Pester. Lindsey Howard, long pass. And it got through. Good recovery, though, by Abby Peterson to keep it out of the zone. Walking in, a shot in close, and Shuck is there for the save. Back out to the point. Shot didn't make it through. Howard able to keep it in again. At least momentarily, forced all the way to the Burnsville end by Holly Johnson. Here's Tucci coming in on the wing. Shoots up high, and it's gloved by Shuck. Under a minute remaining here in the first period. No score between Burnsville and Champlin Park Coon Rapids. That's a good look at the new jersey, the uni.
I like it. You like it? To pass your inspection?
It
Mr.
does.
Hockey?
Does.
All right, good.
Good pressure from Burnsville late in this first period. Puck played out to center. Bakken tried to poke it back in. Here's Delaney Johnson. Oh, excuse me, it's Anna Biscalo going back the other way. Biscalo ridden along the ad boards by Bakken. And to help out is Haley Williams, but Bakken comes away with it. Ahead for Nelvin, poked off her stick. But right back to Bakken, knocked away from her again. She recovers right at the red line, tried to get it in deep, knocked down at the line. And here's Nelvin, a shot blocker saved by Shuck. And that'll do it for the first period. We'll go to the second with no score. We'll take a break. Be back with first period stats and highlights after this. You're watching live high school hockey on CTN.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
Back at the Gary R. Harker Rink here at the Burnsville Ice Center. An exciting 17 minutes to open the season for CPCR. Good pressure from this Burnsville team, but Bailey Shuck up to the challenge each and every time. There were good scoring opportunities at the other end as well. And Riley Pester did not let any of those pucks past her.
Very good.
Shots pretty close. Both teams had one penalty, one power play. Both teams played pretty well defensively. A lot of shots blocked in that first period at both ends of the ice. And as I mentioned, those that got through did not get past the players with the biggest bags.
Yeah, and there you see the stats from that first period. And I think, both teams really pressured each other a little bit. CPCR towards the end of that first period really put a lot of pressure in on the Blaze net. So I think that Coach Coltis would say this has been a pretty good first period for a first-time program, an opportunity to build going into the second.
Yeah, certainly got the jitters out of the way a little bit, and hopefully for them can come out all systems firing for the second period. We'll drop the puck on the second in just a moment. You're watching live girls high school hockey on CTN.
What are you, superheroes?
Just four brothers who hate bullies and love this city. Gear up, guys.
The Blaze Band is blazing out the tunes to get the crowd excited here at the Gary R. Harker Rink. Good contest on the ice here between the home Blaze and the visitors from CPCR.
Yeah, it really is. And a good first period, obviously no scoring, but both teams tested, both teams applying pressure, and we'll see how that carries over here in period number 2.
The Flying Fighters? No?
No.
No.
What was it, the Red Marauders?
The Red Raiders.
Red Raiders. I like that one.
I kind of like the pestilent pretty birds, although that's a lot to say.
Yeah, it's a mouthful.
Off the opening face-off in the second period, puck played deep into the CPCR end, played all the way down, hopped over a Burnsville stick, so no icing. And back behind her own net to retrieve it is Abby Tucci. Stopped up as she tried to get along the boards by Delaney Johnson. Lisney able to keep it in on the far side. Williams trying to play it back out front. Tucci there to intercept. Anderson along the boards is bumped, plays it to the line. Lisney keeps it in. Williams pokes it into the near corner where it will be recovered by Sawchuk. Played right back up the boards, bounced away from Tucci. And Biscalo takes a bit of a bump there, and the puck back the other way. Played off the board, stopped up, and turned right back in by Alyssa Sweet. And Champlin Park Coon Rapids will get a line change. And a little gamesmanship from Coach Coltis early on. He sent that second line out first. Get a little bit of a matchup maybe with the three senior Cardinals on the ice second.
Yeah, unfortunately we didn't get a chance to talk to him. I would have liked to have got his thoughts, received his thoughts of what he felt happened in that first period, but we'll get our opportunity.
Jordan Keller to take the draw for CPCR. Played back to the point by Brazier. Shot coming in from Sutherland, didn't have a lot on it, and Blaze come right back. Johnson on the backhand, had it poked off her stick there by Peterson. Plays it back to the line. That shot's not going to make it through. Zarate going to try and take advantage of the gap. Gets to her forehand, goes wide, and nothing on that shot. It was going off the side of the cage. Poked away by Pester, and back the other way come the Blaze. Stopped up at center ice. And again, Peterson gets it ahead for Jordan Keller. Keller into the zone. Will dump it into the corner. Brazier won't get there in front of Bakken, and Bakken's pass ahead for Emily Howard, who will carry across center and dump it in deep for Burnsville. Alyssa Sweet in the far corner, takes a look, takes it behind, and now gets it ahead, but Brazier can't control that shot from Sawchuk going wide and padded to the corner by Shuck. Klein back to the point. Sawchuk plays it back on the boards. Hansen into the middle. That got through to the far corner. Recovered by Lindsay Howard. Top of the circles. We'll circle back again. Howard. Got it across for the shot by Hansen, but that ended up wide. Here's Howard again. That shot off the glove of Bailey Shuck, and now CPCR is just going to play at the length so they can get some fresh legs on the ice.
Yeah, they needed that, no question. Burnsville doing a nice job of applying some pressure. Had a couple of looks at the net. One point went wide, as you talked about, and one off the glove of Shuck.
Well, Lindsay Howard, the junior defender for Burnsville, makes a lot of things happen when she's on the ice.
She's good player.
Tucci wins the draw, played back to Howard. In front, Hartung is shot up and wide. Johnson recovers on the far boards, trying to get it back to Tucci. Broken up now and played around behind by Erica Thiessen. CPCR able to force it out to center. Sawchuk can't get around the poke check of Herwold. Played back into the Burnsville end. Howard for Hartung. Hartung way too far in front. Pass was tipped, so icing waved off. Turnover in the corner. Anderson played it out front. CPCR able to break it up. Here's Howard, a shot, and Shuck is able to make the save.
Yeah, Burnsville coming out here early in the second period and putting a little pressure on the CPCR net. Shuck coming up with that save. You know, we saw that in the first period. Both teams a little back and forth with some pressure. See it again out in front. Shuck just makes sure she pulls that one in.
Shot from Benford didn't make it through. Delaney Johnson leading the charge through center for CPCR. Had her stick taken away from behind a little bit there by Abby Nelvin. And now here comes Nelvin the other way, poking it in deep. Peterson will get there in front of her along the end boards. Ahead for Williams, got away from her, turned around by Emily Howard. Emily Howard had it knocked off her stick by and now Williams will play it in on goal. Back the other way comes Benfer for the Blaze. Madeline Benfer into the corner. Away from Sutherland, around Peterson. Leave it off for Hartung. Hartung absorbs a little pressure and now walks in. A little toe drag and then fanned on the shot attempt. And Shuck is going to cover it up.
Getting a little pressure now for Burnsville, and Chuck, good job covering that up because there was a player right at the doorstep.
Tucci again wins the draw. Anderson pokes it back to Howard. Howard back up the boards. Anderson tied up there. Digging for it are a couple of players. Oh, and that's going to get you the eye stick each and every time as Howard's helmet comes off. Seems to be okay, fortunately. But the stick, intentional or not, certainly came up.
Oh, we'll see it again here. Yeah, it definitely.
For Molly Colford.
Yeah, it was definitely not intentional, I believe.
Trying to get around her.
The momentum carried her through. But yeah, helmet off.
And anytime a player's helmet comes off, the play stops immediately. So, and it was too bad because it was a good job by Colford to win the battle for the puck.
Yep.
And then got it past Howard, but unfortunately just couldn't get her stick around. Anderson back up top for Howard, trying to get it back, broken up by Johnson. Delaney Johnson can't clear. Sawchuk stops it up. Johnson gets it back. Can't clear again. Sawchuk stopping it. Howard in the middle. Howard walking down from the face-off circle. A shot and a save made by Shuck.
An opportunity for the Blaze here on the power play to see what they can get going. Both teams had a power play opportunity in the first period, neither one able to connect.
Tucci pokes it into the corner. Johnson able to win the battle, tie up, and then play it back to Sawchuk. Cross to Howard, and here Hartung. Leave it for Howard walking in, his shot high and wide. And a good battle by Brazier to get that one out of the zone. Held up a little bit by Hartung. Some questions for the officials from the bench. But no infraction occurred in the eyes of the guys with stripes. They've gotten away with the one right there as Howard was upended along the boards by Delaney Johnson. Tucci will go take position in front of the netminder, try and take away some of that vision. Hartung slides it out front, kicked away, and then cleared the length by Alyssa Brazier.
Yeah, nice job by Brazier just to get that puck out of harm's way. A little bit of pressure here by the Blaze.
Lindsay Howard carries it back into the zone. Short angle. Shuck shuts the door.
Well, the Burnsville team being the aggressor here in this second period, 10:24 remaining in it. They're getting the opportunities.
Burnsville wins on the draw. Benfer from the point, winds and shoots. Shuck makes the save. Far more productive power play thus far for Burnsville. Able to get some good looks and get the puck through to Shuck, something they were not able to do on their first period power play. Nelvin back to the point for Benfer, back to Nelvin. Had to kick it to her stick. His shot. And there's another and an opportunity as the puck still bouncing free. Turned around was Shuck, able to recover and now hop on top of it.
Yeah, fortunate there that she went down. There's plenty of net open. Unfortunately for Burnsville, they weren't able to get a piece of that puck.
Well, the initial shot did not make. Oh, maybe it did make it through. And then the second opportunity, and at this point, the goaltender was turned around.
Exactly.
Making sure the puck was not behind her. Penalty is over. Another kick save for Shuck.
She's been busy here in the second period.
I've got her yummed officially for 5 saves on that power play. Puck changing direction multiple times out in front of the Burnsville bench. Johnson now with it will play it in around behind the net. Molly Colford, first one there for CPCR. Can't poke it past Nelvin, but then she had it taken away by Brazier. Here's Jordan Keller walking in. Keller, her shot is taken away by Benford. Brazier trying to get it to Benson, or back to Keller behind the net. Played out to center ice. Nelvin ahead for Hansen, plays it in deep and will chase. Hansen, first one there, circles the CPCR net. So back to the point. Howard back for Hansen. Played around and now right back in. Out to the point goes Erlob. Sawchuk back to Erlob. Erlob to the center, leaves it for Howard. Howard trying to walk through some traffic, get it poked away. Alyssa Brazier trying to feed Jordan Keller, but this line, the end of a long shift, very tired. And icing waved off, but they're able to get a line change.
Yeah, and they needed it.
Loose puck. Delaney Johnson can't get there in time. Big run in with Lindsay Howard. His shot from the point hit traffic and ends up in the corner. Delaney Johnson will recover for CPCR. Johnson coming off the boards. Her shot is blocked. Back out to the point. That had nothing on it from McClellan, and Burnsville able to get it back out of the zone. Ends up in the CPCR bench.
Now the first opportunity for CPCR to get a little pressure in on the Blaze net here in the second period. Head coach Jim Coltis. Now we've known Coach Coltis for quite a while. Looking forward to, as I said earlier, looking forward to working with him this season.
Kick back to the blue line where it's turned around by Abby Peterson. Here's Bizcalo. Bizcalo play it in deep. Benford behind the net trying to leave it off. Bizcalo tying up with Bakken. Bakken playing through the stick check. Able to recover it again in the corner. Moving it ahead, and here comes Jenna Hartung. Hartung to the high slot. Peterson poked it away momentarily. Back out to Bakken. The puck goes. Back for Hartung, trying to get to that high slot. Now spins it in deep. Tucci centers, nobody home, and this one's going to go all the way back to the Burnsville end. CPCR going to take advantage and get a quick line change. As recovering out of the corner is Madeline Benford. Off the board, stopped up by Peterson, turned around, Bakken at her own blue line for Burnsville. Cross ice pass, and unfortunately, they had a player, Erica Thiessen, in the zone, or that might have been a 2-on-0 if Thiessen was one step further back. This one out to the point. Peterson's shot deflected off a foot and went wide, and then slid out front. Sliding on top of it is Pester, and we've got a pile, and we've got pushing and shoving and all kinds of fun in the crease.
Yeah, you got to protect your goalie, no question about it. And CPCR getting a little too close for the like.
Yeah, we're going to have some matching penalties here, it looks like.
So as you mentioned, a penalty on both squads. See the time remaining, 6:37 here in period number 2. Still no score.
Be offsetting roughing minors assessed to CPCR's Leah Herwold and Burnsville's Gentry Bakken. And that will be icing. 6:28 to play here in the second period. Still no score. The same strong defensive style continues here in the second period. A lot of shots blocked. Goaltenders not challenged too much. Played in deep. Melvin gives chase, but there first is Hannah Lisney for CPCR. She's able to get it out of the zone. Poke back into the Burnsville end. Icing waved off as Nelvin recovers in her own corner. Nelvin turning up ice. Cuts back across. Head up. Passes ahead for Emily Howard. She lost the puck. Turned back out of the zone by Sweet. Brazier leaned on by Lindsay Howard. And Sawchuk going back the other way for Burnsville. Poked off her stick by Lisney, but Sawchuk able to play it in deep. Alyssa Sweet will fire it around. And that one's going to go all the way down for icing.
Oh, momentum. Whoever gets that first goal is going to be a boost for either one of these squads. Both teams working hard, trying to get on the board.
This could very easily end in a 1-0 game. Allison Erlob circling on the corner, plays it back out to Benford and then got it back from her. Poked away by Jordan Keller, and Keller will carry to the line and now dump it in deep. Kept in at the line by Micah Sutherland. Klein flips it along. Erlob had it in her skates. Hansen recovers. Hansen into the CPCR end, leaves it along the boards for Erlob. She's stick checked there by Alyssa Brazier. Circles. Now back down low. Centering attempt by Hansen. She fanned on it. Tied up there by Sutherland. Sutherland. Hansen able to play it out front. And now back the other way comes Liz Zarate. Zarate stopping up. Good numbers there for Burnsville. They're able to bring it back out to center. Klein plays it out. Lisney will dump it back in deep. This one played along. Burnsville. It's going to be intentional offside. Good thought, but in a step early was Jenna Hartung, and that means intentional offside. She had no choice.
No.
If she doesn't go in a step early, it's icing. Either way, you get a face-off back to the left of your keeper.
Both penalties are over, so we're clean here at this point. There you see the time, 4:22 in the second period.
Off the drive, Delaney Johnson able to recover in the corner. She's tied up there by Howard. And away with it comes Jenna Hartung. Left it off for Howard. Turnover and a chance for Williams in tight. And Pester able to make the save.
Yeah, it was a big chance for CPCR. Unfortunately, they couldn't connect.
Anderson had it taken away by Delaney Johnson, trying to get around the corner on Howard. Puck he played back out front, and here comes Tucci back the other way. Tucci cut off by Alyssa Sweet, and Sweet fires it, but icing waved off as Burnsville got a stick on it. Johnson behind her own net, pressured by Sinjum, will now turn it up ice and just play it in deep. Sutherland had it poked off her stick by Hartung, recovered by Sweet, plays it hard off the board, kept in at the line by Benford. Benford pressured by Sinjum, coughs it up. Sinjum plays it the length, tipped, and icing waved off again. Melvin will skate it back up ice this time for the Burnsville Blaze into the zone. Trying to leave it off for Emily Howard. Howard able to recover, plays it back to the line. Keeping it in momentarily at least was Benfer. And now Peterson able to get it out and ahead. For Erica Thiessen, who was troubled. Bakken back into the CPCR end. She bumps there with Peterson, plays it toward the front. Broken up by Micah Sutherland, and she'll take it on the run. Sutherland will now just lay it in behind the net where it's recovered by Madeline Benfer. Peterson keeps it in at the blue line. Brazier couldn't get it out of her skates. Brazier, a backhander that ends up wide behind the net. And now Burnsville is going to play it all the way down. They'll take the icing and get themselves a line change. 1:50 remaining here in the second period.
Yeah, alleviate that pressure down in their end. And you're right, they needed that change as well. An opportunity for CPCR here down under 2 minutes remaining. See if they can control something.
Good face-off win, and Burnsville able to break the zone quickly. Kennedy Johnson into the zone, trying to leave it in the slot. Nobody home in a white jersey. CPCR looking to clear. Piscalo ahead for Delaney Johnson, tips it into the zone, steps around Sawchuk. Tied up in the corner there with Lindsey Howard. Piscalo in to help out. Sawchuk played it back into the corner. Johnson overskates it a bit. Puck comes free, and here comes Tucci to center. Anderson waiting with her. Now Tucci into the zone. Spins toward the board. Tried to play it out front. That went off the skate of Haley Williams, and CPCR able to recover. Piscalo gets it to center. Sawchuk fanned on it. Piscalo can't win the race as Howard gets there in front of her. Turns toward the board. Has help down ice. Tried to get it to Hartung. Hartung knocks it down at the blue line and then lost the handle. And that gave time to handle Lisney to come back and recover. Sweet up the boards all the way down. That's going to be icing. A face-off in the Coon Rapids Champlin Park end. 40 seconds left in this second period. Still no score.
Yeah, tough icing situation now with 40 seconds. You certainly don't want to give up a goal here before the end of this period.
Burnsville again able to win the draw. Nelvin added, tied up in her skate. She was bumped off it. And a good shot block there by Heerwald. Sends it out to center. Heerwald trying to get there in front of Bakken. Bakken drags her down, and she's going to take a penalty here late in the second period. Just 20 seconds remaining in the middle frame.
Yeah, Heerwald used her speed to get around the defense. But Bakken, for the most part, just taking her down, avoiding any situations, and she'll sit in the box.
Second penalty of the period for Gentry Bakken. This one's going to go for a hold. CPCR will have a short opportunity here at the end of the second. Then we'll start on the power play. A turnover, though, and Hartung's racing the other way. Short-handed, lost the handle as she went across the blue line. Brazier trying to move it ahead for Delaney Johnson, and Johnson shoots, but after the buzzer. And we will go to the locker room once more with no score. Both goalies are perfect through 34 minutes. We'll take a break, be back with second period highlights and stats after this on CTN. Back at the Burnsville Ice Center, the Gary R. Harker Rink. No score between Champlin Park, Coon Rapids, and Burnsville. The Blaze putting on a considerable amount of pressure in that second period, especially on the power play. Early on in the period, they were able to get some good opportunities, good looks at the net, but Bailey Shuck answered the call.
Yeah, she's done a nice job of keeping the puck out of the net. That'll play big here in period number 3.
She was coming off the ice. The coach said, "Hey, great job out there." She said, "Ah, shucks."
Oh! You're waiting to use that one.
But the shots on goal in the period heavily favoring Burnsville.
Well,
8-3, they outshot Champlin Park, Coon Rapids in the second period.
Yeah, I mean, they did a really nice job of putting the pressure in on the CPCR net. As we talked about, Shuck did a great job of just making sure that puck didn't get behind her.
Well, and then take into consideration 5 of those 8 shots in the period for Burnsville coming on that one power play that came about a little more than 5 minutes into that period. So pretty even outside of that. And Coon Rapids Champlin Park getting its first power play late in the period. They'll have 141 with the advantage when we return to action in the third. And that is just moments away. So we'll take another break. We'll be back with puck drop on the third period from Gary R. Harker Rink right after this. You're watching live girls high school hockey on CTN.
Did you know parking over tall, dry grass can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Back in Burnsville, ready to get the third period underway. No score between the Blaze and the squad from Champlin Park, Coon Rapids. And a power play for the visitors to start this this third period.
It'd be a good opportunity for CPCR to try and get on the board here with that extra skater advantage for 1:41.
And the third period is underway. Champlin Park, Coon Rapids trying to get it past Lindsay Howard. She has been, in my humble opinion, the best player on the ice for either squad tonight. She has been everywhere for Burnsville.
No question.
Blaze able to get it free, and Jenna Hartung plays it the length of the ice. Shuck leaving it behind the net, got tied up as they came around behind, and she got tripped up, and the puck nearly came free. Kennedy Johnson nearly got back to it.
Yeah, they're fortunate in that situation.
Sweet gets it ahead to Biscalo. Biscalo tracked down by Howard, and Howard takes the puck away. Plays it across. Hartung can't push it ahead. Played back into the zone by Delaney Johnson. Hartung plays it in on goal, and Shuck will leave it there for Alyssa Sweet. Sweet to Johnson. Johnson avoids the pressure from Tucci, goes back behind her net. 30 seconds remaining on the power play for Champlin Park, Coon Rapids. No shots on this advantage.
Not able to generate anything.
Behind the net. Sent out front by Sutherland, but nobody home. Back out at the point. Sweet trying to get it through Nelvin, but can't, and it's blocked back out to center. Holly Johnson able to get it back into the zone. Back the other way goes Gabby Gromacki. And now Zarate able to play it in deep for CPCR. Behind the net is Benford. Benford plays it up the near boards. Stopped up by Lisney and played back in deep. Pass didn't get through for Gromacki. Played back out. Peterson can't force it back in. Nelvin trying to get around Lisney and does, and now back out front onto her backhand, the rebound and a goal. It took more than 2 periods, and then a great individual effort by Aubrey Nelvin to break the scoreless tie.
Yeah, you knew something was going to have to break with either squad. Both teams pressuring, but the Blaze has seemed to be doing a little better job of pressuring in on the CPCR net, and Aubrey Nelvin does a nice job of making them pay.
Just a great job of forcing the turnover. The initial shot stopped by Shuck, but Nelvin able to put home her own rebound.
And that's Nelvin's
and get Blaze on the board.
second goal of the season.
Howard right back into the CPCR end. Had it poked away. Played out and across by Herwold and tipped off the stick of Sophie Sinjum as she tried to enter the zone. Tie up in the corner. Coming away with it is Avery Sawchuk. Played it ahead and went off the skates of Lauren Klein and back in. And now here comes Morgan Hansen in deep. Stops up in the corner trying to center. That's broken up. Kept in there by Bakken. Peterson in the corner tying up with Erlob. Erlob trying to get it back to the point. Hansen over to help. Hansen curls back toward the net. She's tied up by Peterson. Coming away with it is Herwold. And Bakken holds it in again. This one coming out to get it was Shuck, and she wasn't able to get on top of it. Ended up in the corner. Fortunately, her defender able to get it out of the zone.
Yeah, again, that's a very, very fortunate situation because that net was open.
Madeline Benford through neutral ice. Had it tipped away by Biscalo. Ahead to Williams. Williams in alone, a shot right into the chest. And a relatively easy save for Pester.
Yeah, but she put the rebound at the side of the net. Fortunately, there wasn't a CPCR player there. You see the shot just right in on her. As you mentioned, an easy save, but then she's going to drop it right in the corner of the net.
Off the face-off, they ran the jailbreak and it worked. I don't know how that wasn't. Apparently CPCR must have gotten a stick on it. Tried to just swing Erlob off the far side. Williams can't pass it across. Anderson broke it up. Hartung trying to flip it back ahead. Stopped up by Biscalo. Tucci had it poked away by Delaney Johnson. Ends back up with Sawchuk, who will carry behind her own net. Now played back into the far corner. Delaney Johnson, first one there. Down low, Biscalo. Tied up there by Lindsay Howard. And now the Blaze ice it. And again, they're being really aggressive, trying to break that weak side wing free. Hit him in stride with speed through the neutral zone.
Oh, they like to give themselves a little bit of a cushion here, just up 1-0. Talked about that goal scored here in the third period by the Blaze.
Peterson kept it in momentarily. Nelvin able to force it out to center and stays with it into the CPCR zone. Cuts back, her shot misses wide. Emily Howard with it, back to the point for Gromacki. Back for Nelvin, walking off the board, a high wrist shot, paddled away by Shuck. CPCR able to get it out to center. Zarate trying to force it in deep, turned around quickly by the Blaze. Jordan Keller trying to get toward the front, knocked off her stick, and Emily Howard Skates back the other way for Burnsville. Howard has it poked away by Sutherland, and Sutherland steps up. Sutherland flips it in deep and gives chase. Benfer, first one there, will play it around for Erlob on the near boards, out of her reach. This one's going all the way back down to the Coon Rapids Champlin Park end. Covered there by Lisney. Lisney got it out, and that is going to be offside.
Yeah, she wasn't able to keep it in.
Sawchuk just a step late. This one played right in on Shuck. She'll just cover up, and we'll try with another face-off. Exactly 11 minutes remaining in this third period.
Just 1-0 at this point. That CPCR needs to find a way to see if they can get on the board here. They've played well tonight, just haven't been rewarded for it.
From the slot, great glove save by Bailey Shuck.
Yeah, that
just robbed. Allison Erlob was in a perfect position, got away a good wrist shot, looking for the far side, and it was absolutely denied.
A nice job, just whistled in there, and Shuck able to use her glove for the save.
Sawchuk poking it down deep. Round it comes. Lisney trying to play it up the boards, and this one's going all the way down. Good race going. Williams trying to get around Howard, but Howard will dig it free. Played it off the back of the net. Pinched to the boards by Bizcalo. At the line, kept in by Sweet. Delaney Johnson trying to hold off the attack from Howard. Blaze able to push it back out to neutral ice. Tied up right in front of the official on top of the Burnsville bench. Oh, and Williams nearly had a steal between a couple of Burnsville defenders, Sawchuk and Erlob, and she might have been in all by herself.
Yeah, that would have been big.
Played hard around the boards. This will go all the way down. We'll have an icing call and a face-off coming back in the CPCR end.
Yeah, not what they wanted to do, but nonetheless they cleared it the length of the ice. Continue pressure in on the CPCR side.
Delaney Johnson to face off against Tucci, able to win the draw and get it back along the near boards. Johnson will skate through center. Wines, fires, that hit Benfer, gets it back, another shot, and I don't know that Pester even saw that one. It just may have gone off of her.
I think you are correct.
Delaney Johnson, good back check, takes Tucci off it, but Hartong walking to the slot, save made by Shuck. Rebound played in behind. Sutherland will spin away from the pressure by Kennedy Anderson. Playing it up the near side. Delaney Johnson plays it back in behind. Ducking behind the net is Peterson. Far side, Bizcalo. Bizcalo floats it through center. Passes behind Delaney Johnson. That'll be icing. No, Benfer slowed up and they waved it off. Anderson at center ice. Into the zone and played in on goal, and we're going to have a penalty. It's a good solid check from Melissa Sweet. Fortunately, you just can't do that in girls hockey.
That is correct.
This is how you play it, right?
Yep. Yeah, a little too much force there. Going to take a couple minutes off.
I'm more than a little confused right now, but somehow they convinced her it was Erica. They convinced the referee it was Erica Thiessen who's going to be.
Well, there is a 6 in her number, but
so that's probably a benefit for CPCR.
Nonetheless, they're going to have to kill off another penalty.
Because Sweet is most likely going to be out there on this on this penalty kill. Lindsay Howard chased and dragged it out of the zone, and now Burnsville will have to recover. Earwald, good pressure shorthanded.
Yeah, just pestering
Everywhere
her.
the puck goes. It's keeping pressure on. Lindsay Howard's pass. Kicked back to Alyssa Brazier. Flips it on the backhand, and Sawchuk lost an edge. And here's Brazier, and Brazier's hauled down. That'll be a tripping penalty. We're going to play 4-on-4. And that's a penalty that Howard's probably got to take because Brazier was about to walk out front all alone, shorthanded.
Yeah, you'll take that. You'll take that penalty in order to avoid giving up that goal. But you'll see it again as she's able to pull the puck away, and you're right. She's going to step up, and there is the hook, the trip.
Off the draw, puck free. Nelvin plays it to Tucci, who plays it all the way down. She forgot it's 4-on-4.
Yeah.
She's raising her hands like, what?
What did I do?
Oh, they have a penalty too. So 101 will play 4-on-4 and then short power play. But here's Nelvin breaking in behind the defense. A great sliding save by Schuck.
And Nelvin just using that speed to get around the edge. And
yeah, Sweet did what she could to at least lift her stick a little bit and make it a little difficult, but she got a late break on the transition, and Nelvin had her beat. A good quick little hook to lift her stick, but a good save by Schuck sliding across. Nelvin nearly had her second of the night. Delaney Johnson up the far boards, pinched off it by Nelvin. Left there for Valerie Johnson, tipped off her stick by Sutherland. Sutherland knocked off it by Bakken at center ice. Bakken back the other way, and will dump it in. Sweet ahead for Williams. Williams hops it off the boards, trying to get around Sawchuk. Stepping up to take it away is Kennedy Anderson. Hartung into the zone. And will set up just inside the blue line. Here's Hartung walking down the slot, or Sawchuk rather. Her shot was blocked. Kicked free and back out to neutral ice. Benfer will recover. Penalty is over, so CPCR goes on the power play.
yeah, short time to see if they can get something done here, trailing 1-0.
Hartung had it tipped off her stick by Sweet. Thiessen trying to play it off the boards, missed everybody too long. That'll be icing. Face off back in the CPCR end. 6:40 remaining in the third period. 28 seconds on the power play.
Yeah, not what you want to do when you're short time on the power play. You don't want to commit that icing.
Played back to the blue line. Sawchuk will just dump it back in deep. Fired around by Lisney, out of the reach of Sinjum. Shot by Gromacki was tipped wide by Lisney. Zarati's pass deflected. Played into the zone now, and Burnsville swatting at it. Kept in, glove down by Keller. Played down to the corner for Sinjum. Sinjum had it tipped away, played back out to center. Howard back out of the box, and she gets the loose puck in on a breakaway. Lindsay Howard shoots in a glove save for Bailey Schuck.
Well, boy, she's come up big tonight on a number of opportunities by the Burnsville squad.
None bigger than that one right there.
No question about it. I mean, you just have to hold your position, and she just reached down and grabbed that one. Maybe Howard looks at, yeah, not tonight. You're not getting that one by me.
Six minutes remaining in the third period. Burnsville a 1-0 lead on a good hustle goal by Aubrey Nelvin early in this third period.
Yeah, it really was, no question. Good second effort.
Lindsay Howard trying to find help. Taken away. Here's Delaney Johnson trying to settle a bouncing puck. Now we'll get it in deep. Pester leaves it behind. Sawchuk turns to the near corner. Sawchuk turns away again from Williams. Trying to get it behind. Got it away from Bizcalo. And here's Nelvin skating to center. Chased by Delaney Johnson. She'll flip it in on the backhand. Peterson left it behind for Delaney Johnson. Ahead, Williams tips it to center. Kennedy Anderson turns it around for Burnsville. Johnson fanned on the clear attempt. Johnson can't get around Peterson. Peterson's pass, though, right back where Anderson can pick it off. Tucci gets a shot off, but ends up wide. Lindsey Howard. Cross for Hartung, who spins back to the corner. And now spins again, lost an edge, plays it back out to the point. Benford back down for Tucci, into the corner, trying to get it to Hartung. And nice save by Bakken, sliding across the blue line to keep it in the zone. Making it difficult for CPCR to get out of the zone and even get it, out of danger. But
yeah, that was a really nice play. And again, Blaze are doing a nice job of just controlling it down in the CPCR end here, holding on to that 1-0 lead, but pressuring.
Well, you don't give up many goals if you're playing with it in the other end.
That's true. A very wise man, Joe. Yeah.
Hard for the CPCR squad to even it up from this end of the ice.
Yeah.
Moved along for Colford into the zone. She's taken off it along the near boards. Here's a shot right into the glove of Riley Pester.
Yeah, Pester has not had a lot of action here in the third period. Getting a good opportunity to walk in and get a shot in on Gannett.
Poke free by Keller. Keller in behind the defense. His shot turned away by Pester. Poke free. Sawchuk recovers for Burnsville. Moves it ahead. Cross ice pass. Nobody home. This is going all the way down. And icing waved off as it slowed down just enough. Sweet behind her own net. Plays it ahead. And that one's sliding all the way back to the Burnsville end. Sawchuk behind for Howard. Up the boards, kept in at the line by Sweet. And here's Howard again through center. Cannot get around the poke check of Hannah Lisney. Emily Howard kept it in momentarily. Here's Keller flipping it along. Benford turning it around for Burnsville. Kennedy Anderson at center. Anderson will circle back out into the neutral zone. And then back in, weaves through a couple of players, gets a shot off, glove save by Shuck, and then she's upended by the sliding Anderson.
Another opportunity here for the Blaze.
Nice little bit of dangling from Kennedy Anderson. Take it hard to the net. Blaze win another offensive zone face-off, a tip out front and a goal. I don't know if that went off a defender or if Tucci. I think Tucci had her stick up in the air, but
I think it went right between her pads.
Maybe it was Tucci that got the stick on it. It definitely changed direction out front. Tucci celebrating the goal, and that's a big, big insurance goal with only 2:34 remaining.
See it again. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it definitely was Tucci.
That's her second goal of the season. That's gonna make it with 2:28 left, make it really difficult for CPCR in this situation.
Burnsville can breathe a little bit easier
Yes.
as we tick down towards the final 2 minutes of regulation. Defender falls down. Numbers for Burnsville. Backdoor feed, and just unable to get enough on it was Allison Urlaub. Urlaub out front. That tipped wide. Covered by Sutherland. Turns away from the pressure. And then back up the boards for Delaney Johnson. Cross and skips away from Brazier. Played in deep. Benford gets it to Hanson, and the head now for Lauren Klein. She's knocked off. It comes back to the Burnsville blue line. Bakken off the boards. Hops over Coon Rapids Champlin Park stick. No icing, and the goalie pulled. So the extra attacker on the ice for Champlin Park Coon Rapids, but the turnover, and Lindsay Howard at center ice. Plays it off the boards, turned right back around by Delaney Johnson. This one not cleared out of the zone, and now it is, and Williams will recover under a minute to go. Williams plays it into the zone. Williams looking out front, the pass broken up by Pester. Shot from the point by Sweet, glove by Pester, and she'll hold on for the faceoff.
Yeah, she's getting a little more work here in the last minute. An opportunity for CPCR to see if they can at least get on the board here with 47 seconds left.
Timeout for Coon Rapids.
Coach Colt is going to talk about things here with the empty net.
Certainly want to take this opportunity, an offensive zone face-off. You can't take it with you.
No.
Does you no good 48 seconds from now.
Absolutely.
And the strategy on the other bench, pretty simple. Win the draw. Get it out of the zone.
Well, you know, yeah, you've got a little bit of time left holding a 2-goal lead, and they're looking to see if they can put their record at 3-0 to start this season. Would be a nice way for them to get their season off to a start.
Looking for their second straight shutout.
Correct.
Only 1 goal allowed through nearly 3 games played. It's pretty good defense.
Absolutely, no question. When they beat Spring Lake Park their last game out, a team we're very familiar with. As this Coon Rapids, the players from Coon Rapids merged with them for the last 2 years.
And that was also a 3-0 score that included an empty net.
Yep.
And here is Howard, can't shoot it through Sweet. Recovered by Hartung in the corner, poked behind. Howard tying up there. Poked out front, Howard toward the net. CPCR trying to clear, and now Brazier will get it to Benson, to Keller for the shot.
There you go.
At the buzzer, played the length and off the post. Wouldn't have counted anyway because the buzzer had sounded, but Burnsville, a pair of goals in the third period, and they will improve to 3-0 with the 2-0 win.
This was a nicely played game by both teams, and you know, CPCR has nothing to hang their head about in this 2-0 loss. They played well. They just didn't get the bounces and the breaks to go their way. And they will regroup. It's obviously a long season, first game of the year for them.
Well, and we will get an opportunity to see their home opener at the Ice Forum. It's also their conference opener. That's a week from tonight at the Ice Forum in Champlin against the Andover Huskies. Between now and then, they will go to Duluth on Friday, but we will have them at the Forum on Tuesday the 21st. We'll get a chance to see the boys hockey team in their season opener as they host the Rogers Royals on Tuesday the 28th. And our first look at the boys basketball team
That
in
should be a
their
good one.
season opener as they welcome section rival Forest Lake on Friday, December 1st.
Little revenge for Forest Lake in that game.
Perhaps a thrilling,
Looking for it anyway.
a thrilling winner in the season opener last year for Coon Rapids. But that is going to do it for this edition of CTN Sports. Again, the final score from the Gary R. Harker Rink in Burnsville. It's the Blaze 2, Champlin Park Coon Rapids 0. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Young, saying good night.